So here's some breaking news. Apparently, there's a clip from Fox News that's going viral right now, and it supposedly shows a retired Navy SEAL on camera wearing what appears to be a hyper-realistic mask. Check this out.
Patience may be a little short of the real objective here. The president has time on his hands. He controls the narrative, he controls the strike capabilities, and he knows that the policy he set with the blockade has had short-term and long-term effects on the regime and the people of Iran. So he's been very astute in leveraging that time. And so I don't see it as negotiations. It really is capitulation. The president's made it very clear. You will not have a nuclear weapon. You will not have the materials. Surrender that. And you will ensure that the Straits of Hormuz are open to free commerce.
So the story is that this character, Robert Harward, is a vice admiral and a retired Navy SEAL. He's a military guy. And he was on Fox News, and people spotted him wearing what looks like a hyper-realistic mask. And apparently this got shared on social media, and it went viral. Now, I have a problem with this story because I see mainstream media outlets already reporting on this story, and they've already spun some excuses, and it seems like one of the most obvious examples of a mask being worn on camera on the news basically ever. And so I have to question why they're purposely showing someone wearing a hyper-realistic mask on the news and making it so obvious and having the mainstream media report on it. I mean, they have the ability to control whether these stories go viral or not. So the fact that this is going quote-unquote viral has me very skeptical. And as somebody who's been talking about hyper-realistic masks here on my channel for years, I'm extremely skeptical of why all of a sudden they're showing off their masks in plain sight and reporting on it on the mainstream news. And I'm going to let you guys know exactly what I think is going on here in this video, so stick around, it is going to be a good one. So first and foremost, hyper-realistic masks are a real thing. There are still a lot of people out there who roll their eyes whenever I mention that these actors on the world stage are using hyper-realistic masks to dupe the public. The government has these masks. Hollywood has these masks. The mainstream media has these masks. There is no law to protect the public from actors on the world stage using hyper-realistic masks to dupe them. So right now, you have the mainstream media and internet personalities like Megyn Kelly spinning all these really lame and ridiculous excuses that this wasn't a mask. No, it was just a shadow on his neck. Yeah, apparently all these internet conspiracy theorists, they're all just crazy and wrong. It's just a simple shadow on his neck. Another excuse that they're spinning right now is that this is artifacting because of a Zoom call.
Internet sleuths have come up with the wild theory that this Fox News guest was wearing a hyper-realistic mask, straight out of Mission Impossible, after hordes of social media users noticed what they said appeared to be an unusual shadow on the bottom of his neck, leading to the wild theory that the contributor was wearing a hyper-realistic mask. Others online have tried to bring the situation back down to earth by offering several possible explanations. It's a shadow, or more precisely, a combination of shadows from the many lights in the studio, and his shirt collar creating a weird overlap of shades on his neck, one user wrote. While another asserted that the oddity can simply be explained by a smoothing filter that caused artifacting, that they noted is common on virtual calls. Even Polymarket has gotten in on the action, allowing users to wager on the outlandish theory.
Any thoughts, Mark? I saw you shaking your head yes or nodding your head yes. What do you make of it?
It's just bizarre. I don't know what to make of it. I mean, the first thing is I thought it was a given that it was a mask, and then you're raising, well, it could be a shadow. I'm like, oh wait, let's give him the presumption of innocence here. Maybe it's not a mask, and if it's not a mask, then what the hell are we doing talking about it?
Well, Viva Frei, who we love, he's a lawyer too. He's a journalist, and he said he thinks it's a shadow. He thinks if you watch this mark, which is horizontal across his throat, right exactly where a mask that you might pull over your head would end, he thinks it's mirroring his lip movements. And I can see what he means there. It is kind of mirroring his lip movements. Maybe it's his shirt causing a shadow? I don't know. Jonna, what do you think?
Well, I originally thought, before I realized that this wasn't Zoom, sometimes Zoom, when it enhances your image, can make things look really weird. But I actually think if it's a mask, this guy's onto something, Megan. Hear me out. I know this probably doesn't happen to you, but it's happened to me. How many times do you wake up in the morning one day and you're like, oh no, my Botox wore off, right? And then you have TV, right? You've got some big thing. You got a big conference. You're like, shoot. Okay, let me get the mask. Whoop, and until you can get to your Botox doctor.
Objection, unrelatable.
I love it. You can't object.
So here you have examples of the mainstream media and these mainstream media shills spinning these excuses that it's just a shadow. It's just some artifacting because it's a Zoom call. All right, so I want to make this as easy to understand as possible. They purposely showed the public watching at home that they have these hyper-realistic masks, and they made it as obvious as possible that they are using hyper-realistic masks. And then they told the public that this is going viral online, and then they served up some super simple excuses to explain it all away. So they show the public the truth in plain sight, but then they serve up this really comfortable excuse that it's just a shadow or some artifacting because it's a Zoom call. And this gives the public a reason to believe the excuse instead of the truth that's staring them right in the face. So I don't think for a second that this was an accident. This was deliberately shown to the public, and it went viral on purpose. And this is done so they can test the public and see what their reaction is going to be. This is just some random military guy who nobody's ever heard of. So of course, people aren't going to be that outraged. And of course, the general public isn't smart enough to put two and two together that if this guy is on camera with a hyper-realistic mask, what's to stop the government from having an actor wear a hyper-realistic mask of Donald Trump and pretend to be the president on TV? In fact, I've been saying that they've been doing that for years. They don't just do that with Donald Trump, they did that with Joe Biden. This technology has been around for a long time, and they've been duping the public with hyper-realistic masks for a long time. So what they've done with this story is serve up some really simple and ridiculous excuses for the sheeple watching television at home to parrot whenever they hear someone mention that someone on TV is wearing a hyper-realistic mask. So now if anyone ever points to any anomaly happening with anyone's face on television, they can just say, oh, that's some artifacting. Oh, that's just a shadow. So they keep the public stuck in the matrix with these excuses, and they simultaneously get the public to disregard anyone talking about hyper-realistic masks. You know, such as guys like me. And speaking of guys like me, I have made content about hyper-realistic masks. I have done entire videos and live streams discussing the use of hyper-realistic masks. I've got content about Joe Biden being replaced by actors wearing masks. I've got content about Alex Jones being replaced by a new imposter who wears a hyper-realistic mask. I've got content about Jim Carrey recently wearing a hyper-realistic mask at that French awards ceremony. So if you want to learn more about hyper-realistic masks, I recommend that you click on one of these videos that's on the screen right now. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like this video and make sure you are subscribed. And I will see all of you in the next video. Peace.